Hello, people of the internet. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Happy Saturday to you all. Hopefully, you are enjoying your weekends. Of course, it is Saturday. Once again, we have our weekly OST roundup. Welcome to episode 19. OST Saturdays here on the channel. We have got a list. Let me tell you, this is, if nothing gets blocked by copyright, this will be the longest OST Saturday we've had since like January. Because we have an 8-parter today. You can see all the artists over there. If you want to skip ahead to a specific artist's song inclusion for this week, timeline below is going to be chapter based off of whatever we're listening to. That's how we do it every single week. If you want to watch the originals, they are going to be in the description as well, in the order that we watch them in. So, let's just get into it, because we have no time to waste today. So here we go. I have paper or my notepad on the side of things to watch. You can actually kind of see them on the side already. Let me actually go in full screen at one time. So we are starting with gentlemen over from HYBE Japan and Team, who've done a song called Blind Love for the Japanese drama Dr. Chocolate. Now, and Team I have not kept up to date with ever since they had their kind of debut last year. We had their OST for their HYBE webtoon a little while ago, but that was like the last thick piece of Team music that I've listened to. And well, they've kind of done it again. They're staying in Japan this time for their work, so this is already one that I'm slightly nervous about when it comes to content ID, but Team and their new song Blind Love. Let's check it out. Here we go. It does give me very Japanese drama OST vibes. Something about the feeling of this song very much gives me Japanese vibes. So it checks out. That's a nice chorus drop. There's some interesting engineering going on. It almost sounds like the song is pulsing a little bit. I like that the second verse kind of has like this halftime feel. Slow it down a little bit. Ooh. Replace the bottom end there, take out the kick drum, add it in later. I like it. Double time it. Double time again. Nope. There it is. Ooh. A little bit different of a second pre-chorus. I hear you floating up there on the vocals. I like that release, because it lets the acoustic piano take it away. A little bit of an outro element here. Nice, nice. I really like that. That ending's really nice and really lets the song just very gently back down to earth. It's a really nice way to finish it. That's pretty good. I feel like it's been long enough where or long enough of a time between listening to anti music that I don't actually remember what their sound signature is like. And admittedly, even though we checked out their debut and like the performance MV and stuff back in the day, I don't actually remember that much about this group. So this was nice. This was a nice little refresher course for me. It's a really nice way to start the day because, well, OST Saturdays you do get a wide range of sounds. So starting off with something a little bit upbeat, not too bright but not too sad either. I think it's a nice neutral song to start the listening session off with. But that was nice. It's really smooth, nice swell. Especially once that chorus builds up, you really feel that rush of energy on the chorus very nicely. And I think the pre-chorus before it is also written really nicely as well. That was nice. Take a shot every time I said nice during that song. You would be paralytic. But it is Saturday, so hey-ho. Okay. This one has been on the radar for a hot minute. This is Mr. Kihyun out of the Monsta X camp. Completely unrelated, but not really. I was on Twitter before recording this, and I saw that Shonu did the Super Yuppers challenge with Doyoung from Wujusonya Chokome, and because I started following Monsta X during Rush Hour era, I never got to experience Shonu. So seeing him dressed up in like the kind of like, I don't know what it was, like Sailor Moon fairy whatever like costume it was, seeing this just absolutely jacked dude dancing super yuppers with Dawon being my first showing of Shonu is the most whiplash inducing thing I've ever experienced, and I love it. I love following this group. But Mr. Kihyun and your glorious vocals, time to sweep me off my feet once again, because you have done a song called Full Moon for the drama Tale of the Nine-Tailed, 1938. Don't know if that's actually the title of it, but Tale of the Nine-Tailed, that's what we're going to call it. Very exciting times. Kihyun's voice is always glorious. And I feel like we listened to his and Juhon's OST for that mobile game not too long ago. So I'm liking that we get a very quick turnaround when it comes to Kihyun music, because he has one of my favorite male voices in the industry. So here we go. Oh shoot! I know him! I know him from the Starship Game Caterers. I don't know his actual name, but I know of him. It was very funny. Oh, this fantasy but also like marching type is great. Oh, that's really cool. Kihyun's voice doesn't overwhelm the dramaticism of that chorus. It's actually a pretty low-key chorus compared to like what the background instrumental is like. getting a lot of soft high notes, but we're not getting belts. Now we're getting a little bit more power. Change. Okay. Ooh, that was tasty. That was really tasty. I love how dramatic it is. I love the crunchy electric guitar that goes along with it. It kind of reminds me of, Two Steps from Hell? Yeah, it's like a more consumer version, consumer as in like more publicly appealing form of Two Steps from... Is it Two Steps from Hell or Two Steps from Heaven? You know, I'm actually gonna look that up. If you've been around YouTube for long enough, you'll know their music. Two Steps from Hell. Okay, yeah. They do like the really dramatic movie type sound really well, and this kind of exemplifies that to a T. It's really, really good. But my favorite part about this is the balance between Kihyun's vocals and the instrumental in the chorus, and how they don't really match up with each other. And I think that's really interesting. Because Kihyun's vocals, if you know Kihyun's vocals, you know just how much power he can put into his higher tones. And the instrumental track in the chorus kind of matches that in terms of like the power and just how impactful, how dramatic it is. But Kihyun's vocals don't necessarily go full power the entire time. Like, let me, where's a good... Like, this is powerful still. That final phrase, the full moon, is so soft, while the instrumental tracks is still very crunchy, and I love that kind of duality in the different musical parts, because typically, the final chorus, like the final note of the final chorus, you get the vocal just belting the really powerful note and the instrumental kind of giving way, but it's the other way around, and I really like that because it's a little bit different, but it's still very much that Kihyun vocal that we love. But it's going a direction that you don't really expect. You expect this grandiose finale, but it's a really gentle letdown. Not letdown the bad way, letdown like bringing an end to the project. And I think that's so interesting. Very cool stuff. Next up, VIVIZ. Okay, yeah, I've been wondering where you three were. VIVIZ have had admittedly a very tumultuous last month, I would say. But it's cool that we're getting new music from them again. Very nice. I'm pretty sure, was it solo stuff? Am I misremembering, or did Yuna have a solo like OST a little while ago? Gosh, I can't remember. But VIVIZ as a group, last time we had a release was the Various EP, their latest comeback, which was pretty good. I really enjoyed it. Oh, we have an OST from the three, which is very exciting indeed. Is it technically their first OST as a group? Let me know if I've remembered that wrong, but I have a feeling this might be their first full group OST that they've done. Which is very exciting for them if that's the case. But this is, okay, no captions, that's fine. This is Make Me Love You from the drama True to Love, which is a show we've definitely checked out before. So, let's get stuck in. Here we go.
유혹은 쉽다?
그쪽을 유혹이라도 해보라는 거예요?
아니 그게 가능하겠어요?
가까이 다가가서
개봉합니다. 지금 문 엽니다.
왜 네 눈은 날 담고 그렇게 나 빛나 늘 설레는 말들로 꿈을 꾸게 만들어
This all kind of grooves. Hold on.
가볍게 흔들어 너는 점점 내 세상 곳곳에 스며들어와 있는데 함께하고 싶은 tomorrow 실제한 기분 아마도 네가 퍼져가고 있는 듯해 부드럽게 내게 꺼내 그 손을 잡아볼래
It's a show with June in it. Okay, of course it is. But yeah, the song grooves. You know the run. I like that everyone's getting the chance to flex their vocals a little bit, whether it's like little vocal runs or things like that.
온종일 머릿속을 떠도는 question 왠지 간지러운 내 맘의 reason 너를 가득 채운 낯선 느낌이 날 빛나게 해 같은 꿈을 꾸는 tomorrow 숨을 쉬는 기분 내 옆에 네가 특별해져 가는 듯
I love the chords behind the song though, very funky.
네 말을 믿어볼래 Oh yeah I will be with you Make me love you 한 걸음 내게 가는 중
With a hint of that like kind of 90s throwback vibe.
그래 어느샌가 자꾸만 그려봐 우리를 Make me love you 넌 나를 난 첫눈에 너란 걸 알아본 듯해
Ooh, get a little bit of syncopated bass in there.
아직 조금 더 나를 당겨줘 확신을 줘 Oh you Make me love you
Let those vocals fly.
내게 달려가는 중 있는 내 마음 그래 어느샌가 자꾸만 난 그려봐 우리를 Make me love you 나를 하루하루 너에게로 빠져들어 Day and night 이대로 너에게로 yeah 더 가까워져 just a little 너로 인해 온통 빛나 Make me love you 넌 나를
That's cute. It's also a very good song. It's really. I love vibey stuff like this. It's the type of music that can get me moving in my seat, but it's not like an exhaustingly energetic song. Like, I love a really upbeat song, but I can't listen to it over and over because I get tired. Music like this, where it kind of just grooves and you can just kind of float along to it, I love it. And the VBG members, they really kind of took that like floating element of it and they really wrote it. It's like their vocals, we didn't get a lot of like belting notes. It was all really gentle and really smooth. but it was also a little bit showy offy at times. You know, flex a little bit of the vocal ability here and there, flex the range a little bit here and there, but overall had that really kind of casual vibe, which I mean, based off of the visuals that were shown from the show, I think was a very appropriate sound. And admittedly, I think it's a sound that VIVIZ haven't really tapped into all that much. Like, they have their slower stuff, and they have their, like, more vibey stuff, but like a sound like Make Me Love You, I feel like is something that VIVIZ haven't really tapped into fully yet. So it's really nice that through OSTs, we're getting that different side of VIVIZ that we haven't seen before, so love that very much. Right. Okay, we haven't even made it to the halfway point yet. This is AB6IX. Now, this is also one that I'm slightly nervous about when it comes to content ID, because this is an AB6 Japanese release. Actually, let me see if they're... Shoot, really? Oh, you know what, we'll keep it on Japanese. But this is AB6's Fly Away from the Japanese animation Tosochu Great Mission. Now, I didn't realize AB6 had done Japanese stuff in the past, but I'm quite happy that I found it. It also gets me ready for their comeback at the end of the month, which I've been very much excited for. We checked out Daehui and Koka and Suda last night. I didn't think we'd be getting more AB6 content before the comeback, but this is a very pleasant surprise, and I'm very intrigued by it. And I don't know what the anime is about. And admittedly, I don't actually know that much about AB6. They really captivated me at K-Pop Flex when they performed last year. And out of everyone in the set list that weekend, AB6 were the group that I knew the least about, but they were the group that had the biggest impact on me, second to Dreamcatcher, because of course they're my alt group, but after Dreamcatcher, they were the group that left the biggest impact on me that weekend, because they really impressed me. And ever since then, I've had a pretty keen interest in their stuff. So the fact that we get to kind of listen to AB6 music as a group, cool. Love it. So, Fly Away. Let's see what this is about.
to Kenjitsu no hazamari fell down そんな時こそ talking to the starry sky溺れそうな cry 無数の starlight 手を伸ばしたらすぐそこに届きそうな未来はあるから
That head voice flip is so pretty.
Don't lose my sight Fly away, fly away 君とならきっと so high We can fly away, fly away 変わりはいない alright Never let you go どこまでも行けるたび
What up, DJ Umi? I have missed your face.
Fly away 無限大の夢と Fly away 月曜の朝鏡の君は憂鬱な顔何を求めてるのボケまなこでチェックするタイムライン
This is also one of those songs that has really nice energy behind it. The song chugs, but it's not too quick, it's not too energetic, but it's a song that gets you going. Yeah, those head voice flips in the pre-chorus are really nice. Fly away, 痛みばれにして
Wanna let you know 何度でも飛べる Show me again 共に break the world Fly away, fly away ありったけの希望と Fly away Tokyo, London, Seoul, New York, Rome
Nice
and
breakdown
Paris
of the bridge.
It's
almost like a bass-boosted version of the instrumental track before it. It's really nice.
it's okay you made the whole way don't look back yeah fly away
Interesting riser choice. I thought maybe there was a key change playing because the riser was a different note, but no, we're still the same key. Afraid. Fly away. And bring back the instrumental one last time. Very nice indeed. This is kind of like, oh, it's a Fujitere anime. Okay. Oh, and it's an ending song. Of course it is. Yeah, for some reason I tend to lean towards ending songs when it comes to anime OSTs. Not all the time, but a lot of times I tend to lean towards ending OSTs. I don't know why. But this was great. This was really, really good. It kind of has that upbeat, again, it's that upbeat but unimposing energy to it, which I really enjoy. And it's got kind of everything I love about AB6IX. It's got the up and down vocals, and when it comes to the range, it's got a really hefty like distribution of rap sections, and I think they're all in really tasteful places with really tasteful deliveries. Like, it doesn't feel, their rap sections never feel like they're being shoehorned in for the sake of shoehorning a rap verse in. It feels really natural, and whenever they do bring it in, it does liven up the song a little bit in a different way. Like, it takes the song's energy, forms it into a different shape, or like turns it into a different direction, and I kind of like it. It's really nice. And the melody's really good too. The song's got a nice pacing to it. I love that. Man, I cannot wait for the end of the month, man. I've been so meaning to listen to more AB6IX. Hopefully, by the time their comeback comes around, I can actually identify every single person, because I can identify Daehui and Woong without an issue. And I know there's a Woojin because we reacted to his solo. The problem is I don't actually remember which of the other two is Woojin, and that leaves one other member that I genuinely don't know the name of or face of. So hopefully, by the time their comeback rolls around, I'll be able to identify all four of them. But this was fun. This was a good time. I'm going to take a break to stock up on water and actually grab a quick snack, because my stomach has been like craving food and like grumbling for food for about 10 minutes, and I don't know if any of that's been picked up on the mic, and I don't want to have to deal with that, so give me 2 secs. I'll be right back. Okay, and we're back. I have just munched down a bit of Italian olive that I somehow managed to acquire after sitting on my MSc presentations yesterday, but, you know, life works in mysterious ways sometimes. But let's continue with the second half of today's OST marathon. Oh my goodness, it's been 28 minutes and we're still halfway. Okay, so this is MeloMance. Been a hot minute since we've heard anything from MeloMance. We got a lot from viewer requests back in the day. We had their Killing voice, then the little Wendy special feature, the Studio Jukjae feature on the radio show, and now we get an OST from them, which is very exciting times indeed. So this is Love You Again from the drama The Good Bad Mother. Don't know what this is about, but I'm very intrigued indeed. MeloMance very much were a group that caught my attention, so let's find out together, shall we?
늘 나의 옆을 지켜줬던 널 너무나 쉽게 돌아섰던
Emotional piano piece. Kick.
모든 걸 잃은 바보 같던 날 후회로 얼룩지는 나날들 너의 꿈을 꾸는 나의 모습조차 사치하고 안아줄 수 있게 다시는 날 알아주던 너를 잃지 않게 내 옆을 꼭 지켜줬던 널 평생 지킬 수 있는 그 사람 내가 될 수 있길.
I love the way that chorus is trailed off into this piano part. It's just
여전히 내 안에 남아있는 떨림 다시 사랑할 수 있게 안아줄 수 있게 다시는 날 알아주던 너를 잃지 않게 내 옆을 꼭 지켜줬던 널 평생 지킬 수 있는 그 사람 내가 될 수 있게.
the background vocals and bring in even more strings.
너무 쉽게 밀어냈었던 끝이라 믿었던 소중했던 우리의 빛났던 날들이 이어갈 수 있게
Oh, that was
마지막에
slick.
다신 없을 운명인 널 지켜줄 수 있게
Oh, and that little electric guitar.
지켜줬던 널 평생 지킬 수 있는 그 사람 내가 될 수 있게.
Oh, that string run. Oh, and then with the little ritardando at the end. Slow it down. Oh. Listen. It's a MeloMance classic. It has everything you want from a MeloMance song. It's got the smooth heavenly vocals, it's got the keys, it's got the composition, it's got the really balanced background instrumentals and things like that. But for me, it's that final chorus and the power that the strings have on this song is so good. Now, admittedly, yes, this is an extremely biased view because I grew up playing violin. So of course, violin and string orchestral sections like this in music has a more effect on me because I can relate to it better. But just the way the string sections carry the final chorus of this song is, oh, I want to listen to it again.
평생 지킬 수 있는 그 사람 내가 될 수 있게.
It's that run. You hear the little staccato, little eighth note section, dun, 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 dun. And then bam, that run. Glissando into the final little sequence. Oh.
내가 될 수 있게.
Slow it down. Yeah, that's tasty. That is a very tasty final chorus. And that is a very tasty OST indeed. MeloMance delivering once again. Okay, BTS time. Did not think I'd be saying that when I woke up today. Group BTS music. I was fully under the impression that what yet to come in like that era would be the final time we would hear BTS as a group for like a really long time. But that's not the case because we have an OST from BTS, surprisingly enough. This is The Planet for the Crunchyroll animated series Bastions. Now, I don't know if this is a Japanese anime or a South Korean animation. I don't know what the premise of this show is. I remember seeing this everywhere and thinking, BTS OST, wait a minute, okay. So I've had a keen interest on it, and now we're finally able to check it out. Just very interesting indeed. I know Jimin's on the new Fast X OST with like a whole bunch of American rappers and hip-hop artists and things like that. Just such a weird inclusion to me, but that's besides the point. Last time I heard BTS as a group was yet to come. So this will be almost like a nostalgia trip for me. Because it's been a hot minute since I've listened to them together. So here we go, The Planet.
We'll get it done, we'll work as one, we'll get it done, nah, nah. We'll get it done, we'll work as one, we'll get it done, nah, nah. We'll get it done, we'll work as one, we'll get it done, nah, nah. We'll get it done, we'll work as one, we'll get it done. You and I got the power, 너와 나 작은 별 지금 아파하고 있어 하늘은 자꾸 어두워져 But you and I got the power 시계바늘을 힘껏
I like the busy fluffy synth in the background already. This is a very un-BTS song, and I think that's why I'm enjoying it. I would like to get a little bit of rap line coming in. There we go. Oh. Vocal rap line, hell yeah. RM's singing voice is really pretty. I wish we heard it more. Here we go! Give me a little bit of harmony in there as well. That is an abrupt way to end the song. Okay. I feel like they could have had one more chorus after that. But I guess maybe not. As for the song though, man, this does not feel like a BTS song. Not one bit. Like, I don't think BTS have ever done a song that is this bright and like poppy. Like, they've done songs like Dynamite. Sure, they've done songs like, what's the song they did with Halsey? Boy With Love. There we go. Like, those are bright songs, but this is on a different level. This song, interesting enough, gives me very similar vibes to Justin Timberlake's Can't Stop the Feeling. It does have that kind of vibe. It's got the bouncy bass to it. It's really poppy. It's really high. And it's from an artist that typically doesn't have music that sounds like this. Does anybody else get that same experience? It's like, would you dance, dance, dance? Creeping up, dance, dance, dance. Oh my. Can't stop the feeling. Like, it's got that kind of vibe to it, doesn't it? Or at least that's how it feels like to me, which I think is really interesting, because I unironically really like Can't Stop the Feeling. And I really unironically like The Planet. And I think a part of that has to do with the fact that my brain isn't perceiving that this is a BTS song. Because this is so far out of the norm that there's kind of like a shock factor element to it. Like, really? Are you sure? Like, is this really BTS? But it really is BTS. I do love that rap line. Got vocal parts in this though. Because all three of them really do have nice vocals. Especially Mr. Namjoon in the middle there, Mr. President. Like, he's got such a nice, rich, lower tone. Like, V's got a low voice, but his is very much kind of like that bluesy, that soulful vibe in his voice. RM, though, has got a really rich, low tone, and I wish he showed it off a little bit more. That was cool. That was really cool. Next. Mr. Doyoung. Okay. You, sir, have captured my attention quite a bit recently. Of course, we had Doyoung a little while ago. I'm slowly working my way through NCT members at the moment. I'm pretty confident on Dream. A little bit confident on 127. Wavy is... Wavy, I'm like 2 for 6 at the moment. But Doyoung is a face I recognize, a voice I recognize, and a voice I absolutely adore at the moment, especially after his Imogen service. But he's done an OST. It does say the making version, but this was him singing on it, I think. And it was a 1K thing, so I figured we would be okay in that regard. Capture, that's fine. So this is Beautiful Day for the drama Dr. Romantic by Mr. Doyoung of NCT. I am ready. This will be the first time I'm hearing his voice solo on anything. Well, if you don't count Imogen service. As in terms of like actual musical releases, this will be the first time I'm hearing him alone. And I'm very excited for it because Doyoung has a very captivating voice for me. So here we go.
It's my beautiful day. It's my beautiful day. 오랫동안 그토록 그리웠던 길을 걸었어. 조그만 먼지마저 그대로인걸. 시간도 지우지 못하는 게 있어. 그런 게 있어. 우린 마치 아무 일 없는 사람들처럼 곁에 없음에
We're getting a soft, gentle voice right now, and I'm loving it.
꽃은 피어나고 또 져도 우리의 길을 기억해. 그리 멀지 않아 다시 또 만날 거야. 아무 일 없단 듯이 마치 기다렸단 듯이. It's
It is such a stable head voice. The way he flips up into his head voice is so clean, and once he starts singing that head voice, it's so clean.
조그만 먼지마저 그대로인걸 시간도 지우지 못하는 게 있어 그런 게 있어
Okay, I'm gonna check one thing very quickly. Mr. Doyoung. Oh, the making version's short. It's missing a verse. Oh, that's unfortunate. Actually, you know what? We'll do this. Nope, that's a notepad. Well, I was gonna say, let's listen to it on Spotify, but let's just listen to it on Spotify anyways, while I try and get this thing working. I think we'll go from the second chorus. There we go. There we go.
그토록 그리웠던 길을 걸었어 조그만 먼지마저 그대로인걸 시간도 지우지 못하는 게 있어 그런 게 있어
Now that is a tasty OST, and I know this has an instrumental track, which I'm going to be playlisting on the instrumental playlist immediately. But oh, Doyoung's high vocals is so pretty. His ability to effortlessly flip up into that head voice of his and just stay there with such precision and cleanliness never fails to impress me. Every single time I hear his voice now, like after DJJ and 127 and Doyoung's Imogen service, like I've been listening to a little bit more NCT in my free time, and my ear has started to be able to pick out Doyoung's voice out of studio recordings now, and every time I hear his voice I'm thinking, man, his voice is so good, and this is no exception. And the fact that we got, what, 3.5 minutes? Yeah, almost 3.5 minutes of just Doyoung's pure vocals again. Oh. He doesn't have the most like vibrato laced voice in the world. He doesn't have the loudest volume in the world. He doesn't have the most recognizable vocal color in the world. But he doesn't need it, because whatever skill he has and that he's putting on display is so clean. His voice is so consistent and so clean. It feels like it's been engineered. Even on Imogen's service, when we were listening to his voice, his tone is so stable that it almost feels like it's being played on, like, you know when you press the key down on a synthesizer and the tone just keeps going for as long as you hold it? That's what Doyoung's voice feels like to me. It's so consistent every single time that it doesn't feel real. And it's wild to me, because every time I've heard Doyoung sing, it's been like that. On studio recordings, on live performances, on like music show stages, on OSTs, on little like behind the scenes clips where he's singing. Like his voice has the same consistency no matter where he's performing, and it blows my mind how he's able to do that. That's hard to do. That boy's something special. That boy's something special indeed. Now let's see if I can manage to get this back onto YouTube. Here we go. Because we have one more to go, I think. Yes, we finally got it. Let me confirm. Yes, this is finally the last one for the day. We are back with the team over from SF9. It has been a hot minute since we've had SF9 on the channel. I think the last time was the Piece of 9 EP, right? With Puzzle. What a title track that was. But well, this is Dawon of SF9. When I saw this on when I was doing like pulling up the music for today, I saw Dawon. And I thought it was Uja Sonya's Dawon. And here's me thinking, wait, hold on, I didn't hear her having an OST. But then it clocked me. There's more than one Dawon in the industry. SF9's Dawon. So, we are going to finish the day's proceedings with him and his OST contribution with the song Your Scent for the show My 20th 20, which we featured a lot recently. It's very cool. We love having a little bit of repeat on the show, on the channel, on the show. This isn't a show, this is the weekly series we do. But Mr. Dawon, I'm not very familiar with SF9. Only person I really am familiar with is Doyoung, but that's about it. So I will chalk this down to a learning experience as well as just an enjoyable musical experience. So, here we go. Mr. Dawon, what do you got for me? What a nice high tone. Oh my goodness. Wait, hold on. You are in the show. Okay, Dawon. Again, another vocalist with that effortless head voice flip. Yeah, his naturally high tone is so freaking brilliant. It's such a gentle tone. It's like a comforting high tone. I really like it. Again, such a nice head voice flip. Oh, get a little bit of chest voice action in there as well. nice subtle vibrato in there.
포근히 안겨서 웃는 날 기다릴게.
Even on the really soft tones, he's got a very tight vibrato. That's not too imposing, but it just adds a nice little bit of color to his tone. That's oh. How dare you jump in like that? But oh, it's tasty. Oh, it's tasty indeed. That is this going to be? I can't promise. I can't promise that. I really can't because I don't know. But oh, Mr. Dawon, Mr. Sanghyuk. Yeah, sorry if I got distracted in the middle of that. But as soon as I saw Dawon's face, because I don't know his face, and I don't know like SF9 members all that well. I know Zuho's voice, and I know Taeyang. That's about it. So when I saw Dawon's voice behind the microphone, and I saw someone's face who's really similar on the show, I had to look it up. Turns out he's part of the supporting cast on the show. Did not know that. Not mad at it one bit. I think that's actually really cool. I also did not know he actually has a pretty extensive drama acting CV. Like, sure, he's got his TV stuff that he's done with, you know, SF9 and things like that, but what, 6 dramas under his belt? With 2 main roles? Two main roles, 2 support roles, and 2 guest roles? I think that's really cool. Did not know he acted. But, oh, his voice is so nice. He has this high voice that's not airy, but it's not powerful either. It's really, I mean, I think the song helps with that as well, but it's a really gentle voice. That, a really soft, gentle voice, whereas chest voice kind of goes on forever, it feels like. Like, he has such a high chest voice. And whenever he needs to flip up into his head voice, again, it's kind of like the same scenario with Doyoung, where it's just an effortless flip. And once he's up there, he can stay there really comfortably. It never really feels like he is like pushing a certain end of his range in either side. I think the song is very much fitting for him as well. And then he's got this really nice subtle vibrato across his entire vocal range that just mellows out his tone a little bit. Especially on the really long held notes. It's just, it's not an extremely wide vibrato where the note itself begins to waver a whole lot. But it's got just enough to give you that it's not that flat, consistent tone. There's a little bit of color behind it, but it's not overdoing it, and I really like that. Okay. Congratulations, everyone. We're almost at an hour. This is officially the longest OST Saturday we've done. Thank you for bearing with me. Hopefully you all enjoyed that as much as I did. This was a really good week of OSTs, might I say. I say that every week, but this one was a really good week. But that is it for me today. Thank you all for watching along with me. One last request from me today. Let us work together as a community to bring a little bit of extra happiness back into the world, whether it be checking in with your friends and family, holding the door open for somebody, even picking up a piece of trash off the street. Just one small act of kindness that may brighten up someone else's day-to-day. Know that wherever you are in the world, should you be going through a tough time in your life for whatever reason it may be, even though I'm just some guy on the internet who waffles about music in his free time, I will always be a friend, an ally, and a shoulder to lean on whenever you need me. So take care of yourselves, take care of each other, spread the love, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.